Hi everyone, Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. We're going to create together. I'm so glad that you're here hanging out with me tonight. We're going to make what I think will be a beautiful card. We'll do it together. So thank you for making and sending handmade cards. Every card that you send out in the world is bringing kindness and doing good things. So it is so heartwarming to get a card in the mail, a handmade card that somebody thought enough of you to make you a card. And doesn't matter that it's perfect. It doesn't matter anything. It's just the fact that somebody thought of you, and it can make a huge difference in a person's day. I know I get a lot of cards, and it still makes me smile every time I get a card. And there are other people who don't get many cards, so your cards are doing great things. So thanks for all that you're doing. I hope this video helps inspire you so that you make and send even more cards and spread more kindness and more joy. We're gonna make a fun fold card tonight. I am a big fan of fun folds. So we have Crafternoon coming up this week. My directs team meeting is on Thursday, our stamp party we call it, and so they're going to be making the Crafternoon fold first, a team exclusive version of that with some new products, and then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time I'll be sharing that fold with everyone. So can't wait. Hope you can tune in and join us. So let's see, I've got people tuning in here. Fantastic. I think Facebook worked this time. Oh my gosh, it's been super moody lately. Oh yes, Tina's over on Facebook. Fantastic, it must have worked. Yay! All right, let's dive right in. Quick reminder, I do send out free project sheets that go with my some of my videos, and there's other things in the project sheets. The one I sent out last week had a one of my favorite fall recipes for, wait, no, it was this week. What day is this? It's been a crazy week. Was it Monday? Tuesday I sent it out. I don't even know anymore, you guys. But yeah, just this last week, I sent out my favorite autumn squash soup recipe. So yummy. It's a copycat of the Panera autumn squash soup, and it's super good. But of course, I also send out free project sheets in those emails that match up with some of my videos, and then just some bonus stuff sometimes. So you can subscribe if you haven't already done so. All right, let's go ahead and let's make a card. Yay! I was gonna share some happy mail tonight, but I can't find it. I had so sad. I had a stack of it and it's gotten buried. So next video, I'll have to, yeah, we'll do that next video. All right, let's go ahead and go to the desktop here. I am super messy stamper, and so we play a little game here. We call the Found It game, and when I find something, we all take a sip of our beverage. Let me know what's in your cup tonight. So these are the type of fun fold we're making tonight, but we're going to make a Christmas one. This is called the Pop-Out Trifold card. You might remember this from way back earlier this year. We made the Lovely Garden version, and then we made the Florals in Bloom version. Had to cheat and look on the back. But it's really fun because it has this, not only this insert that flips open, but also it has this 3D effect when you open it up that just makes it more intriguing. I believe one of my team members sent me a card with this fold, and I can't recall offhand who it was. If you're watching, let me know in the comments. Was it Sandy? I can't remember for sure. Anyway, it definitely inspired me. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And we are having a bit of a party tonight. Our wonderful moderator, Mary Nass, is stepping back from moderating. So she'll still be tuning in and joining us just to have fun and hang out. But she is stepping back from moderating. So we're having kind of a little retirement party for her tonight. So thank you, Mary. Thank you for all that you have done for us. She took this job temporarily and ended up being a lot longer than she had originally planned. So we appreciate you so much, Mary. You've added so much to our community, and you still will be adding to our community, but thank you for all that you do and have done for us in the past. So, all right, we're going to make this, and we're going to use the Peaceful Garden suite of products. So I'm going to bring that in. We're going to do a quick recap of the Peaceful Garden products, just so that you know what they are. You can find them in the mini catalog on pages 32 and 33. And there's actually also a scrapbooking version. There's lots of samples. This one has a gorgeous embossing folder. It is absolutely stunning. And we're going to try to recreate this trifold pop-up card, but with these products. So we're not going to use the embossing folder, although, oh my gosh, I love it. But you can see on this, you know, actually you could use this on this fold, maybe as a background, just on white. That would be beautiful, actually, or even on designer series paper. That would be gorgeous. That would be an option. We're not going to use it tonight, though. And then there is a bundle as a part of this suite, the Peace on Earth bundle. So the Peace on Earth stamp set is all greetings, but you might notice it is not all Christmas greetings. That's what I love about this suite. It's very versatile. It does work well for Christmas, but it also works well for sympathy and just, sending thoughts to someone, heartfelt prayers, that kind of thing. Best on your new adventure, so you could use it for graduation or someone that's retiring. So lots of options on there. So, Cheryl said she picked these same papers for her card she's doing tomorrow. Awesome. And then it comes with dies. Now these are the nested label dies. I've got them stacked together there just so you could see that they do nest together. They also fit in that embossing folder that we were looking at. So that's the same shape in the embossing folder. And then we have two doves, two little envelopes, so the dove can have a little envelope in its mouth, sending peace or peace messages. And then here we have a long leafy stem, a short little leafy stem, and then 3 stars. I'm going to call them stars for lack of a better term. So that's what comes in there. Now we're looking at all these things because we're going to be using quite a few of these things on our card. And I'm just recapping what my options are here. So we also have the Hues of Blues embellishments, which are all flowers in different shades of blues up to white. And we've got Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight, I think, and Secret Sea there, and then a white one. And then we have this gorgeous ribbon with this fringy silver sparkly edge. And then it's beautiful satin and just shimmery and beautiful. I don't think we're going to use this tonight, but it is absolutely gorgeous. You certainly could use it on this card. And then we have some glimmer paper. This is stunning, and this could be used for many different things. Now on the website and on the packaging, let me grab the back here, it just calls these blue, dark gray, and soft green. However, they do match up with, like this, this is the soft green, and you can see it's a good match for Lost Lagoon. Well, maybe you can't because of my lights. If I tilt it, you can see it matches up with that Lost Lagoon that's in the background. Gosh, on my lights, this almost looks like Cloud Cover, but it is Lost Lagoon kind of lightened up. So it's a good match for that. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous suite. And this one, although they call it dark gray, I would say this one is a fairly close match on Secret Sea. To me, it's actually more of a blue, a dark blue. And then this one, of course, is much brighter blue. So anyway, these are versatile enough that you can use these, I think, for many different things. This one could pass as almost black, so you could use this on a Halloween card. Absolutely, you could do that. So that is the, what's it called? Peaceful Garden Glimmer Paper. And then, of course, we're going to use the Peaceful Garden Designer paper. So let's take a quick look at that. So here we have, B is with us. She's had surgery last time, so I hope you're recovering well, B. And then on the back of this beautiful floral, it looks like, would you say that's like hydrangeas? That's what it reminds me of, my Annabelle hydrangeas, similar to that. On the back we have this pattern, which is cloud cover stars on a Secret Sea background or night sky. And then here we have this kind of berries and leaves in soft blues, misty moonlight and white. And on the back side we have a Lost Lagoon kind of grid pattern. It's a lightened up Lost Lagoon because it's kind of almost sponge look. Super cool. And then, oh, this one is just gorgeous. What I like about this card is that you have a lot of different places to put different patterns of the paper. On this one I did use all the same, but we're going to change it up a little tonight. We're going to use some multiple patterns because it's so pretty. And then this one is gorgeous with the white doves and the floral background and the scroll work there. And on the back side we have some leafy stems and little flowers on a misty moonlight background. And then here we have some leaves with little white flowers. And on the back we've got another Lost Lagoon kind of sponged look. And then the gorgeous doves here on the blue background. Peace doves, and they all have a little sprig in their mouth. And then on the back we have a crumb cake pattern here. And then this one is Secret Sea with almost looks like baby's breath or something like that. Kind of sprigs. And then on the back we have this white with it almost looks like basic beige kind of splotches on there. So probably crumb cake, but it looks really basic beige to me. All right, so there we have the paper. Let's dive in to our card here. So I'm going to grab my card base. By the way, I wanted to give a shout out to the new team members, the people who have purchased the starter kit. There is an outstanding special going on this month. I have not seen a deal like this in years. So like for instance, for example, whoops, I did the wrong one here. For example, this suite, if you got the whole suite in the US, it's $90.50. The starter kit deal right now, you get $125 in product of your choice for $35. So you could get this entire suite and you would still have another, you could still go shopping for another $34.50 worth of products. So it is absolutely a fantastic time to get the starter kit and just try out being a demonstrator. If it's not your cup of tea, you just step away and when you're ready and go on with your life. All good. And you also get to be part of my demonstrator family, which is super fun when you join. So I've met so many fantastic people through because they've joined as demonstrators, and it's just wonderful. All right, we're going to go with our card base here. Our card base is 5.5 by 6.25, and I scored it at 2 inches. Okay, and this is in Secret Sea. And then we're going to go ahead and put some designer paper on it. So I went ahead and chose this pattern, which is the Lost Lagoon grid pattern. And I went with that because it kind of picks up some of what I'm going to do on the front, which on the front we're going to use some of this pattern, this with the leaves. So this will nicely pick up those green leaves in there. Now you absolutely, you know, this would be totally beautiful as well. There's not going to be a wrong choice here. So yeah, Sharon, you do need to start using this paper because it's gorgeous. But the beautiful thing is, it's not just for Christmas. Like you can use this paper for, you know, you could use it next year. You could use it, you know, what for many different events, right? It's very versatile. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm just putting some adhesive on here. Now this piece is 4. Yeah, both sides are gorgeous, right? This piece is 4 by 5.25. Okay, so let me put this on here. Our wonderful moderator Mary has got our card base size right there, 5.5 by 6.25. Now I do have all these dimensions for you, and I'm going to show them at the end. But I'm going to warn you, this project does have a lot of different pieces on it, so it's a pretty long list. So we'll try and walk you through this way, and I'll try and go slowly. So that's the card base. Now I'm going to put this 4 by 5.25 piece on the inside. Thank you, Mary. She's got those sizes for that right here. For that inside. You know what, Sue, why don't you get it on straight? There's a thought. So I'm just trying to get an even border on the top, bottom, and sides. There we go. Okay, fantastic. All right, we're going to remove that. Now on this front flap, we're going to do another piece of that same pattern, okay? And remember, our little insert pop-up dealie is going to go on top of all of that. So I wanted something that would not be too busy, that wouldn't take away from what's on the front. So let's go ahead and pop this on. Oh, and this is actually, is it cloud cover, Mary? I think yeah, I think actually in the paper they call this cloud cover. It does have a little bit of a greenish hue to it, which was why I keep calling it Lost Lagoon. But that's true with cloud cover, isn't it? So I stand corrected, cloud cover grid pattern on the front. So this one was 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. This is a lot of measurements Mary's keeping straight here, so we sure appreciate you, Mary. All right, now we're going to talk about that insert piece. Okay, let's bring that in. Another piece of Secret C. And this piece was, let's see, let me look at my measurements here. 3.5 inches tall by 10.5 inches long. And I have scored it at, let me count through here, I scored it at 2 inches, 3 inches, and then this one is 5.5 inches, all right. Let's see if I did that right. Actually, I think this one is going to go this way, 5.5 inches. And then this last one is 8 inches. All right, so that one's going to kind of tuck in there. And these are going to kind of all accordion fold up. So I'm going to crease these and we're going to do a little recap on that. Mary's got our measurements on the screen for us here. So I'm going to pop this up and do a little recap on how I did this. So it's 3.5 by 10.5. And it's a mountain fold, then a valley fold, and a valley fold. That's easy to remember, right? Mountain, mountain, valley, valley. So there we go. We've got that right here. Okay. And this is going to go inside our card base. And we're going to be adhering it so that it's all the way flush over to one side, right? And I think I'll put I'm just debating if I want, you know what, I think I want to stick my pieces on. Let me see what I did last time. So, hold on. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Yeah, last time we put the pieces on first, so let's do that again. So I did this card as one of the free project sheets that I emailed out a while back. So, I've got it pulled up and referring to that. It's so nice to have that as an option. All right, so we're going to put on some designer series paper pieces here, and I'm going to try to remember what order I was thinking I'd do these in. All right, if I get confused, you guys all know will help me out. So we have our, you know what, I didn't bone folder this one right here. Excuse me one moment. I get that one creased. I creased all the others, but I didn't do that one, did I? Okay, there we go. So we're going to start with this piece right here. Now this piece is 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm going to pop that right here. So 1 3/4 by 3 1/4, and that's going to go in this first left-hand quadrant right here. Okay, and I chose that leafy pattern with the little white flowers. Then right next to it, I have a little skinny piece. Now this one, just FYI, when you stick this in, you'll be kind of butting it up to this left score line. You can leave a little gap over here, and that way it kind of evens out. Okay, you're not saying that very well, Sue. Okay, so what I'm saying is, usually when I put the paper on, I leave an even border on all sides. This particular piece, I'm actually going to nestle it right up next to that score line because the overall effect is going to look like even spacing. I hope that makes sense. This little piece is 7/8 of an inch by 3/4. So let's do a little recap here. This first piece was 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Again, there are a lot of pieces on this, so I'm trying to go slow and give them to you as we go. And I will have the whole list on the camera at the end so that you can take a screenshot, but it's also nice to have this as you go through. So this one is 7/8 of an inch by 3 1/4. All right, so I've got those two right there. Next up, we're going to do this panel. Now this one is the one that when the card opens, they'll see that right here. So this panel, they will see when this part is open and when this part is closed. This one will be visible all the time. And I actually went with exactly that same leafy pattern. You could absolutely change this up, but I decided to go with the same for this particular panel. And then I'm going to start changing it up and go with some different pieces. So this piece is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. This card is a great way to use your designer papers, just saying. And you can use multiple patterns, which is one of the things I really like about it. So again, this one was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then we're going to move on to this piece. All right, so Mary's got this piece right here. So that's 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that's that left panel on that insert piece. Okay, thank you, Mary. And then this one, oh, Karen made birthday cards for everyone in her seniors community, 164 apartments. That is amazing, Karen. I bet those are so appreciated. Fantastic. I love it. Now this one is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Also this piece of white, and that's going to go right there. This is going to be kind of hidden, that they'll be able to open that up to see the inside message. And I feel like I would rather stamp this now before I stick it on there. Couple reasons. Lately, I've not been able to stamp anything straight, you guys. I'm not kidding you. So this way, if I mess it up, I can flip it over and try again on the other side. Also, I think it's easier to do it when it's flat and there's no lumpiness going on, all right? So there's actually going to be, I think I have a typo, Mary. Yeah, I sure do. I have a typo. There's actually only 2 of these panels. My mistake. Thank you for popping that up there, because I'm going to change it on our, so that's what I'm saying. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed because there are a lot of pieces here, but I think I only need 2 of those. We'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. All right. So let's go ahead and stamp Peace on Earth from the Peace on Earth stamp set. Funny, like it works like that. Now, I am a person that I like to put my love into the making of the card, not necessarily the words inside the card. I like to write "Love Susan" or "Love the Campfield family" or whatever, and keep it short and sweet. So I am fine with leaving lots of space. If you have more words that you want to say, you could maybe do a second panel if you'd like to write. Props to you if you're one that can. Some people write the most beautiful, thought-provoking messages in cards, and I am unfortunately not. That's not one of my skill sets. So I always appreciate it, but it's not something I can do. So now we have our Peace on Earth piece there. And there's going to be another one of these pieces. I told Mary the wrong number. She's got 3 there. There's actually only 2, my mistake, but this one is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then we have our next panel. So exciting. What was I going to do on that, you guys? Oh, I know. I remember now. This is where that other white piece comes in. So again, if you want to write more words or have more things to say, you could put it on this panel. I am actually going to, and this panel is the same as this one. So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, just like that. But I'm actually going to put a layer piece on here. And I'm going to bring in some of those fun doves because they're just so pretty. And this piece is 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so let's stick this on here. There we go. All right. Oh, you're so welcome, Pam. I'm glad that you appreciate the measurements. And why am I layering that? It's like a painting to me. When you add a layer, it just pops, and it gives it the framed. It just makes that one stand out, I think, a little bit more. And I think that one's worthy of standing out. It's beautiful. All right, so I've got all those pieces. Let's do a little recap again on how this card is going to work. It's going to accordion fold up. So this folds in, this folds down, and this is going to go on the front. So now I want to put something right here. And on this piece, I'm going to put this pattern of the stars on the sky. And we're going to actually be adding a dove to this, but we have to die cut it. So we'll hold off on that. We'll just stick this on. So this piece is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right. Fantabulous. All right. We are ready to stick our insert inside the card here. Oh, I got way off track. So sorry, you guys. Okay, Mary is putting up our dimensions. So this one is 2 by 3. Yeah, I love the doves in this set. They're just so pretty, aren't they? And this one is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 for that folded right side panel of the insert. All right, fantastic. We're all caught up. Mary's keeping us on track as usual. All right, we're going to go ahead and stick this down. Now you can see I don't want any adhesive here. That is going to mess up everything. So I only want to put adhesive up to that first scored line. Okay, just on the side. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I like to center this so I have the same amount of space above and below. Depends on your card design. If you have something that's going to be sticking up there, you might want to bring it down a little bit. It would be versatile. And then we're going to fold all of this up. And then now what we need to decide is where to stick this bit down. But the card tells us where to stick it down. When you fold this all up, you don't have to guess. You're just going to close it, and then you know it will be in the right spot. Okay? So let's add some adhesive on the back of this accordion folded insert piece. All right. Oh, dang. Do you see what I did, you guys? Seriously, I got a little adhesive. I went off. I got carried away. A little spot right there. That's okay. This is an adhesive eraser. You can pick it up at any art store. I think they're called gum erasers. You can also get it on Amazon. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them. They don't currently have them, but they are an awesome thing to have in your stamp room if you're like me, and sometimes the adhesive goes where it's not supposed to. So I've got that all sticky, and now I'm just gonna, that's all accordion folded up, right? It's all sticky, and then we're just gonna close it, and we're gonna give it a rub. Oh, let's see if it worked, you guys. The moment of truth. It did. So that's what I love about this card, is that cool 3D pop out there, and then this flips open. Fantastic. Now all we have to do is finish our design, finish our decorations. And you can keep it simple, you can step it up. It's totally up to you. Knowing us, we're probably going to step it up because that's how we roll, right? All right, let's bring in our die cutting machine here and let's just die cut like crazy. Let's do a bunch of fun stuff. Where are my pieces? Where are my pieces? Oh boy. Well, I found one of them. Oh, found it. Found the other one. Ooh, I don't know if I can fit them all on here. I might need to grab another little piece of white. Well, we'll see. I am using a piece of the one that was called Soft Green, the glimmer paper there. And we're going to cut out a bunch of stuff. I'm not even sure if we're using it all, but hey, I'm an efficient stamper, not a lazy stamper. I like to say I'm a lazy stamper, but I'm an efficient stamper in that I like to die cut one time. So let's do this long leafy stem here out of the glimmer paper. let's do this little sprig here out of the glimmer paper. Let's do these little stars out of the glimmer paper. Okay, and then let's do the smaller label here. Kind of angle it, so let's see if I can get both doves on here. This is just a scrap. I'm not giving you the size because I don't even know what size it is. It's just laying over there on my cutting desk, and I thought, oh, that's probably about the right size. Look at that. We got them all shoved on there. Got glimmer paper to spare, but that's okay. Can save that for another one. Let's go and send this through. Here we go. I'm excited because this is the first time I've used the glimmer paper. And it's perfect for Christmas, right? All right, so there we go. Let's see how we did. Hello, Anita. Thanks for tuning in. All right, where is my take your pick tool? There it is. All right, we've got a dove. Oh, come here, you. All right. Here is the flying dove. Well, they're both flying doves. This one has both wings open. This one is more of a kind of like a side view of the dove right there. And then we have our label. I did the smaller of the two labels. And then we have some greenery here, some glittery greenery. And let's pull this out. Well, happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian friends. I completely forgot that it is Canadian Thanksgiving. How fun. How are you celebrating? Let us know in the comments. I'm going to guess food is involved. Food and family, perhaps. Let's poke out these little glimmery stars. There we go. And giving thanks. All right, there we go. Whoa, almost lost one. Almost lost one. All right, I don't even know if we're going to use all that, but this gives us some really great options. So I'm going to put these things back on my magnetic sheet before anything goes amiss, because that happens a lot around here. All right, they are all captured on there. And let's go to our card. We're going to clear off this for now. Well, I think we're actually done with that. All right, let's bring in our card and see what we want to do. So first off is the scary part where Susan has to try to stamp and not mess up. Because as I said, I've been stamping everything crooked lately. I've just been having, I'm lopsided, you guys. All right, again, I've got my Secret C ink, and I'm going to pull the label towards me and I'm straightening it up. It is straight. My camera is crooked, but the label is actually straight, I think. Let's hope. And I'm going to stamp peace, love, and joy in the label there. It was a little easier for me to keep straight because I just lined it up with the humps there. And then I have the word sending. I'm going to pop that right on above that. Sending peace, love, and joy. That's a good message. Ooh, did I get that crooked? I did. It's just a little crooked. I think I can get away with it. What do you guys think? Do I need to cut another label? Actually, do I have another label? I have another label. It's a little crooked. Dang. All right, I'm trying again. I'll do best out of two. Whichever one is more straight, I'll go for. Oh, this one I got carried away with inking it, so I need to be really careful to not rock it, or I'm going to get a blob. That one I didn't center very well. All right. I don't know. This one's a little better, I think. All right. It looks good from there. Whew. Okay, thank you, Lisa. All right, we'll go with this one. I like that I got the sending a little closer to the words, which I think looks a little better. All right, so that is going to go on the front of our card right here, sending peace, love, and joy. And I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals because that's how I roll, friends. However, I do not want any dimensionals over here because I don't want to hitch up this how it pops out. So I'm only going to pop it up on this side. All right, so we're going to flip that over. I do this when I can't find stuff. Oh, here we go. Found it. Take a sip, everyone. Oh my gosh. All right, now I got to double check which side I'm putting those on. I'm putting them on the piece side. All right, very good. Piece side, there we go. All right, we got our piece side there. So let's peel that off. Oh, you know what? Before I stick this on, let's decide on our pretties for the front. We could put this gorgeous glittery leafy piece right there, and we could have a dove. Let's see. I kind of like that leaf. I hope you guys are okay with that. I think we might go ahead with that. Let's see what the dove would look like. I think I'd want this one kind of coming in from one side. Maybe move the leaf over just a little bit so I have a little more room for a dove there. All right, I'm going to do that. So this these dimensionals will hold that leaf down in addition to sticking on the label. But let's get it straight, Sue. Seriously. Oh, I got a little low. Oh, I picked up my leaves. Now I'm moving them with me. Totally fine. All right, there we go. Now I got it centered. So I've just got some pretty glitzy stuff there. And we're just going to add a dove right here. Yes. Are we going to add it? Maybe. Okay, what do you guys think? Well, you know, before we decide on that, let's do the inside. We're going to come back to this dove. We're going to decide if we want the dove or not. Okay, so it opens up like this. Right here, we're going to put a dove. Let's see, we could put this one. And then we have this little tiny glimmery sprig that we did. And we could actually put that in the dove's beak, so to speak. Beak, so to speak. That kind of rhymes. I don't know. Maybe I should put the... Okay, so that's what that dove looks like. This is where I need you guys. I need your help. So let's see what this other dove looks like, because I think this one actually might fit even better in here. Okay. Which dove do we want? The one one or two? Let me know which one you think should go on the inside. Is one or two? And don't worry about the front. I've got another of these side view doves if we decide to go with that. The sprig and the dove's beak, yeah. Yeah, I like that too. So you could do a cloud covered dove. Absolutely could. All right, so one or two. Okay, I'm getting more votes for number one for this dove. Now I'm not going to put I am not going to put dimensionals on the back of this because it goes inside the card. So the majority are saying this one, it does fit better inside in the space we have. Now if I was doing one over here, I think, you know, this one would fit on the, for some reason this one would fit better there than it does here. So let's go with this one. I'm going to use glue dots, not dimensionals, because I don't want a super lumpy card on the inside. And the spot that has no leaf is where the beak goes. The spot that has no leaf is where the beak goes. I'm not sure if I understand your direction, Cheryl, on that one. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of my dove here. The dove, oh, the dove holds the sprig in the middle. The inside of the card, you mean? Or do you mean not sprig in mouth? Use only one dove on the card. Ooh, I got another double glue dot. That happened in the last video too. This is my lucky glue dot roll. It has a lot of doubles on it. So center the twig in the dove's beak. It's a special dove. Hold the branch in the middle. Could hold it with its feet. All right, I'm gonna I'm not totally sure what some people are suggesting, so I'm gonna just do my own thing. Middle of the sprig? Middle of the sprig. You mean like not so much of it showing? Is that what you mean? Like bring it back like that? Whoops. Not sure if that's gonna work. There is a spot on the sprig that has no leaf on it. This one right here. That little spot there. Is that what you mean? But then I don't have any way to attach the sprig if I do that. Center in the middle, not like that. I don't know what you mean, guys. Sorry. Center in the middle, not like that. I don't. Sideways. Don't put the end in the dove's mouth. Put it sideways. But then how am I going to stick it on? That was my question, because I was going to stick the end of the sprig behind here onto this glue dot. So if I don't do that, I'm going to have to go with multi-purpose liquid glue. But we can try that. We can try it. All right, let's try. We're going to bring in our cute little glue holder, my October one here. This is from The Country Hive, our shimmery little ghost dude. He's so cute. And we'll just add a little bit of adhesive on here. And I made that scary sound because little tiny sprigs like this and liquid glue are a bit scary. So I am actually going to let that, I think I'm going to let that dry for just a tiny bit. So I think what you guys are saying is to do the sprig, I'm using my catalog for reference here, is to do the sprig like they've done on this card, where the sprig kind of goes across like that. So I think that's what you're referencing is that it's not holding it by the stem, it's holding the whole branch in the one spot where the leaf is not. I got you now. I'm on the same page you are. I'm on your same wavelength. All right. So hard when it's one-sided communication, right? I'm going to let that dry for just a little while because it's going to ooze right now if I do anything with it. So I'm going to let it sit there in a timeout. You go think about what you've done. And I'm going to go back to the front of our card here. And we're going to see if we want to add another dove to the front of the card. We also have these little, I'm just going to use my bone folder to hold this down for right now. This card is springy. It will flatten down when it gets mailed or when it gets worked quite a bit. So we could add our own little embellishments here. These we cut from that same glimmer paper. These are the stars from the die set. And I do love making my own embellishments with elements from the dies and the stamps. Doesn't always have to be a pearl or whatever. So everybody take 5 gulps. We got there, Marilyn, didn't we? That was like, how many drinks should we take for that? All right, so we could add some of that. I don't know. It seems a little busy to me, honestly. I think if I did any, I would only do 1, maybe. Let's see what 2 would. I think all 3 are the same size. Nah, I don't care for that. Okay, all right. We have options. I'm going to bring in, now this dove to me, it could go there. Whoa. Seems like he's flying in the wrong direction to me. I don't know why. He could go there when he's down on the designer paper. Well, actually, that's not bad. What do you guys think of him at the bottom there? That's not a bad look. Let's bring in, I happen to have another one that I die cut earlier that is that same one that we're using inside. So we could have the dove on top like that. That is pretty cute, actually. Or we can have the bigger flying dove swooping down on the bottom. Oh, yeah, gosh, so many good choices. So you like them at the bottom? Some of you say no dove on the front at all. No dove at all. I'm not sure if you're talking about the embellishments right now. Okay, let's have an official vote, right? Because some people are, based on when they tuned in, they are behind, are maybe voting on different things that we talked about a while ago. So let's talk doves, my friends. A is the dove on the top. B is dove on the bottom. And C is no dove at all. A, B, or C. So let me know in the comments. I see all sorts of votes coming in. And if we vote for none, I will be adding some embellishments on here because I'm just going to have to. I don't know if I'm going to add these. I think I might try some of the flowers, actually. See what those look like. All right, let's go back to the inside while you guys are voting on that. We're going to bring in that sprig that caused so much debate here that Susan did not understand what you guys were saying. What you were saying is stick the part without leaves on it in his beak like that, which means it's going to be upside down. So I'm going to stick it right there. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of A's. Some of you like A and B. Some of you like just B. Some of you are no dove on the front. So we've got all the options going. And I'm just trying to pick which is I think A is yeah, it looks like A is the one that was most voted for. I'm not going to I don't take time to count because, oh my gosh, we'd be here forever, right? All right, let's do this guy right here. You absolutely could do no dove at all on there. Totally fine. I'm going to put just a one-dimensional on his wing there and pull that off. And I'm going to have that right up here. I'm just being careful that the beak and the head are not over a white flower because then he would kind of get a little bit lost. So we've got our dove on there. And I'm thinking we just leave off. Let's look at these flowers. Maybe just be a little too much. We're just going to play with them and see what we think. Got a little tiny cloud cover flower here. Oh goodness, I have a, that startled me. I have a, they're not ladybugs. What are they called? Japanese beetle or whatever that just came out of nowhere, flying in my face. Yeah, I feel like that's a little too much maybe. I think it's better just to leave it plain at this point. I got a lot going on there. But if you're a person that likes to have a lot going on, you totally could add some embellishments. So, oh, that's a good tip. Cheryl says she likes to use a black pen to add a little eyeball to the dove there. So there is our card. We're going to open it up. Inside we have the dove with the branch in his mouth. That took Susan a really long time to understand where to put that. And then inside it says peace on earth. So we did it, you guys. Woohoo! All right, let's bring in our measurements for this one. And there's a lot of them. Lots of pieces, but it's a real wow. Oh gosh, they don't even fit on my screen. All right, we're going to have to do this. There we go. There we go. Let me tidy. One moment. One moment while I tidy up here. All right, so I think, I don't know if I should pop it open here or, let's do that. I'll tilt it like that. No, I'm going to do it like this. All right, there we go. Let's go with this. All right, go ahead and take a screenshot of this measurements. Big shout out to Mary for plowing through all of that. And as I mentioned earlier, if you joined in later, you may not have heard that Mary is stepping down from being our fantastic moderator. She's going to take a break, and we are having a little retirement party for her. So Mary, thank you so much. We all appreciate all that you've done for us for the past, I can't remember offhand how long it's been. A year and a half, I want to say. We really appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do for us. And we hope you come and hang out with us whenever you're available, because we love having you here. And I love having all of you guys here. Did everybody get their screenshot of our peaceful garden measurements here? Hopefully you did. There, I'll leave it open like that if you want to take another screenshot. Yeah, have a sip. Take a sip, Mary. We're going to toast you here. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera. I think everybody got that. I'm going to flip the camera so that I can say goodbye. They are a wonderful group of crafters, aren't they? Cheers to you, Mary. Cheers to all of you. And thank you for making and sending handmade cards. I got lipstick all over my thing. You are absolutely making the world, got a frog in my throat. You're absolutely making the world a kinder place with every card that you make and send. So keep making them, keep sending them, keep spreading that kindness. And I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. And I will be back Tuesday night, 7:30 Central Time for another creative video. Hope you can tune in and join me. See you then. Bye-bye.